A few months ago, I did a D&D trivia game show on Twitch with some of my friends. Here we have featured head moderator of the Discord, Ballad Boy, Ben Brainerd, Ivy, and Wes of Arcane Anthems. The game show was just featuring some obscure D&D trivia that I thought no one would really have a good chance of figuring out. But honestly, they did better than I was anticipating. Basically, the premise of the game show is I ask questions, they give answers, the rules are explained as it goes. The first set of questions are worth 100 points. The second set, 200 points. The third, 300 points, so on and so forth. Whoever has the most points at the end of the game show wins the game. Most classes get their subclasses at level 3. Name a class that gains its subclass at level 2. It's time to think. Time to write. Time to challenge.
I already did my thinking.
You did?
Yeah, I thought about it.
I don't need to think.
We have cleric, druid, and fighter. At least one of those was not the answer I was expecting.
Fighter is incorrect.
Fighter's straight up wrong. Cleric is level 1. The only two that get points this round is Ben and Ivy. The next question. Casting multiple leveled spells in your turn is allowed, but there are some actions that prevent you from doing this. What type of action prevents you from casting another leveled spell on your turn as an action?
So you're talking about the different things that you can take as an action.
Ben is grumpy.
Is this a bad time?
You want to challenge me?
I might.
No, I have an answer, but I'm not entirely sure if it's like specifically the type of thing or if I got way too specific with it.
You may have. If you got too specific, I will reward you.
I don't have an answer for this one just because I am struggling. That's fine.
Draw us a butterfly.
Draw us a butterfly.
Two times!
Help!
The help action.
What did Ivy say?
I didn't have an answer for this one. I pled the fifth.
Congratulations to Only Ballad for being the only winner, as throwing a
would've been
net
correct.
still allows you to
Yeah!
cast a second leveled spell if you wish.
That's right.
I overthought
yeah.
it.
I definitely overthought
That's
that.
I was
There's
lost in the
confusion.
wording.
There's confusion. I can see it. Casting multiple leveled spells in your turn is allowed if you do it a specific way. But there are some actions that would prevent you from casting multiple leveled spells in a turn. The types of actions being action, bonus action, reaction, and legendary action would prevent you from casting another leveled spell on your turn as an action.
I see now
I
what you're
understand.
trying to get at. Like, for example, if you were to cast Spiritual Weapon as a bonus action. Right?
I was so lost on the wording. I was like, I don't know, because my first initial thought was bonus action. And I was like, that can't
I thought you were
be
talking
what
about the different
mean.
types of actions that you can take on your
Yeah.
turn.
Oh,
Like
dash,
investigate or
help.
help or dash or like those types of things. That's what I thought you were talking
That's
And
very
I went
fair.
specific with throwing a
That's
net
also-
because if you throw a net, you can't do anything else on your action.
Sorry.
On your
That's also
action,
what
but
I
you
thought.
can action surge and then cast a leveled spell as your action and then potentially as a reaction.
What if you use the Tome of the Stilled Tongue?
Is that a magic item?
It is. It allows you to cast any leveled spell in your spell book as a bonus action.
Bonus
Uses the
action
book
clause.
casts it, not you.
Is the book a creature?
You can use a bonus action to cast a spell you have written in this tome without expending a spell slot or using any verbal or somatic components.
Yeah, but you're still casting it.
I'm not
stuff where you
happy
expend
with
charges
this
as well.
question.
I'm also not happy with
Semantics,
the
the game.
No, that's fair. That's very fair.
Very happy with this question.
You know what? I love that for you, Ballad.
If you feel like you would have gotten it otherwise, that's okay.
I think I would just would have been more specific about the types of actions you're referring to. Because when you
thought I
say
was being
what type of action, my thought process is the same way that Arcane was, where
Yeah.
it's help, dash, something like that.
That's what I was
I think,
thinking.
yeah,
That's
I
why
think I
thought
would just
bonus
given the
action was wrong.
options of those actions, but that would have made the question easier. So I probably would have bumped it down to like the first.
I will keep this in mind for the future. Thank you. But also, I'm not changing the point distribution.
If I had pity points, I would give them to Ben.
You know what? Ben, I'm going to give you 50 pity points.
Dang!
Question 3. What type of spells can an Eldritch Knight learn when they first get their subclass? Type of spells being the School of Magic.
I don't think I've ever played an Eldritch Knight, so we'll see what I think.
I got it. I'm locked in.
I'm going to give an extra 5 points.
Guess this is
Whoever
gonna be
draws the
vibe
funniest
out in,
looking
like,
snail on
3
the drawing.
Ah!
Draw a funny
No
snail.
fair.
You got 10 seconds to draw the funny snail.
Oh, yours is so much funnier, Ben.
I also drew a little snail.
That is a funny
Look at
snail.
that little snail.
Once again, Ballad gets the points only as it was evocation and abjuration.
So none of us were technically wrong.
Read the question again.
What types of spells?
Types. I
What-
missed the
Oh.
types. I did miss the S on the type.
The
I
I
also
thought you just
did
said type.
Specifically say to put both. None of us got this wrong. Types implies multiple spells from the same school or multiple schools.
I'm gonna put on
You
my
can learn
producer
all
hat.
type-
Here's the thing, right? This is an unfair quiz show where I'm expecting the most accurate and specific answers possible. Considering one person got it, even if I award marks to everyone, I gotta give someone else the most points. They'll
I'll take
still
half.
be ahead. You'll take half? You'll
Give us
take
all
half.
300 and Ballad can have 301.
Ballad
I'll
can
take-
have 300.
I'll take 150.
Y'all can have 50. How does that sound?
Okay,
Carter?
fair. All right, I'll take it.
Done. I'm on the board, y'all. Give it up. Give it up in the comment section.
Go
Give it
Wes.
up for Wes.
Yes.
Let me know how you're feeling about my 50 points, chat.
Next question.
Who got bonus points for the snail?
Show me your snails. Show me your snails.
I just erased
Snail.
half of him, but
Mine
I
is
like
a
his
single
funny eyes
snail.
the most. You get 5 extra points. Next question. With 400 points. The spell Hallow has a 24-hour casting time. Jenny wants to use their limited wish feature that they get from being a genie warlock to cast the spell instantly. Is this a legal maneuver?
When you say legal maneuver, you mean like, are they allowed to do this?
Are they allowed to do this?
Rules
Are
is
they
written, are
breaking
they allowed
any
to do
rules
it?
as written
Yeah.
by doing it?
I'm gonna guess.
So, yes. If it's important for plot, no. Is that a no or a yes, Ben?
that's a no unless it's important for the plot.
A yes and no.
So 2 yeses, 2 nos.
All right.
Someone has to be right.
Congratulations to Ben and Arcane Anthems.
Woo!
You are correct. That is an
Damn
illegal
it!
maneuver. This limited wish feature only allows you to instantly cast spells of other classes and whatnot if they have a casting time of 1 action. Hallow does not.
I knew there was a caveat. God damn it.
All right. Congratulations on your pity points, Ben. How does it feel to be in first place?
I might be disappearing in a second because I accidentally clicked on something.
Oh no. The porn. It's coming to
Oh, no.
God.
Oh no!
It turns out the
no.
MILFs were in his area and approaching rapidly. We can't really do anything right now until Ballad gets back.
I have something we could do.
What's up?
I had some of my friends try to pronounce commonly mispronounced city names in America.
Oh my God.
And considering
I'm a Canadian.
you're
This is-
Canadian, I was trying to remember if Ivy was also Canadian.
I'm American living in Canada.
That's what it was. And I don't know where Arcane is.
Massachusetts, I got you, Ben.
This one's for Lexi. Pronounce this city name.
Lexi!
Come
Pronounce
on.
that shit.
Worcester, Mass.
She's correct. It's Worcestershire in England. Massachusetts got it, went, nah, man. That's fucking
way
Worcester."
too many
Worcester.
shushes.
This is a good game. This is a fun intermission.
This is good. I like
Good
this.
intermission. Thank you for gracing us with this, Ben. Bowie's, Idaho.
I mean, I know what it is, so it's. I feel like I'm.
I don't
cheating.
think you do. Go ahead.
Okay, so I am pronouncing it as if I was in Idaho.
The correct way.
I have been to
That doesn't
Boise.
mean they're correct. I would just like to say the city I live in is called Toronto, but people from Toronto will call it Toronto. That's not
All right, say
correct.
Toronto.
Toronto?
Yes.
Like from the video game that you jump into and you ride the light cycles around.
The correct way to pronounce it, Boise.
Oh, you're right. You are. Yeah,
Most
you're right.
people put a Z there, a Z sound.
Boise,
They
yeah.
say Boise.
Yep. I was gonna say, it looks
Lexi
like.
might be able to get this one too.
Bang!
I would pronounce it as Poughkeepsie.
How?
Yeah, I say Poughkeepsie.
God, we got too many vowels.
It's New York. It's not Massachusetts.
I need help.
Pepsi.
Poughkeepsie.
Arcane and Ivy are correct. It's Poughkeepsie.
Yeah.
Poughkeepsie, hell yeah.
I would like to say that Americans sometimes are like, why do English people get to control the language? Because this is what you guys do. This
Do you
is
want to do a
why-
French one?
This is
Yeah, do a French one?
the French one. Do a French one. Let's see what the French have done.
Oh,
New Orleans.
New Orleans.
New Orleans.
New Orleans.
New Orleans.
New Orleans. I'm gonna stick my flag and go. It's New Orleans.
It's New Orleans. It's gonna get hard now.
Oh, I should know the Utah
Holy.
ones. They would do it even worse than that. It'd be like toe. They call it like toe.
Oh, Utah.
I'm gonna go kind of with what Offbeat said.
Don't do that.
Okay,
Do
well,
something
it's
else.
too late now.
Do something different.
Tuwilla.
Is that a
Spell
Native
it.
American word?
Almost. So originally they did spell it like the name of the Native American chief that it was named after, Tuwilla. Then they changed the spelling but kept pronunciation.
How dare they do that?
White people,
How
man.
dare they gentrify a name like that and make it so more incomprehensible?
One,
I should
Valor is
know.
back, but I
I do
have
believe
two that I
Valor's
really
back,
want to
yes.
throw at you.
I'm gonna guess the sensible answer and say Russia.
I'm
I'm
saying
gonna let
I'm
you know
with-
right
I'm
now.
with- I'm with
Trying your
Offbeat.
best
If
is
it's-
gonna be not good.
Is it gonna be like Rusia?
There's still too much logic in your guess.
It's just
Russia?
Russia.
Russia?
Rushi.
Rusi.
Rushi?
wow.
Rushi? Who's naming these places?
Ohio.
Rushi.
Oh, Ohio doesn't exist.
Last one. I want immediate reactions. This is another French one.
So
sort of.
excited.
God no. God no. Fuck you.
What
Fuck
the?
Oh,
That's not a French word.
nachitochi? Nacho
Nacho cheese.
Is this
Not-
is,
Nacho
is this a French word? Promise me, Ben.
Nachito.
Promise me.
I'm saying it's nachito.
It's an almost Native American word, but it was heard and written down by a French man. This is in Louisiana,
Oh
so
no, this is so much worse. I'm just gonna go through the French thought process in this. Okay, so they're starting with an N. We can assume as much, right? And then we can assume that there's an A. But then they go nahe. So obviously we gotta put a T, a C, and then an H. Because how else are we supposed to know that we're supposed to pronounce the H, right? Then it's an I. That one we can assume is there. And then there's a T again. The T is pronounced, but then the O, O-C-H, I'm not convinced you pronounce any of that. I think it's just nahates.
the closest that anyone has ever guessed on this, but I need you to add a little bit of American bastardization onto that pronunciation.
Nahates.
Nagadish.
What?
Nagadish.
Nagadish.
Nagadish? More like Nagadish towns make any goddamn sense.
This was awful. This was vile. I'm never taking a criticism for
wow.
questions ever again from you, Ben. I don't care if you didn't name them. I'm blaming you anyway. Next question. This question is going to be a little bit different. This question is going to be a find the error question. You got to find what in the sequence of events is an error. If you find an error that I accidentally put in, you will also be rewarded points. I don't think I did, though, and I did double check. Mark is an evocation wizard and has cast contingency earlier today. The contingent spell was an over-channeled spirit shroud. When combat starts, Mark's contingency triggers, activated by him snapping his fingers as part of his movement. He then uses Action Surge and casts Scorching Ray twice on the target at 8th and 7th level, dealing massive damage. What is the error?
I think I got it.
Just because this is a thing where there potentially might be an error that wasn't caught, are we going to be penalized for attempting to guess?
No, you won't be penalized. I would suggest getting everything, though, if possible.
Okay.
Please
Alright.
reveal. Snapping fingers is a free action. You can't overchannel the contingency. And Ivy, reveal.
I didn't get the full thing written out. So what it was supposed to say is, can't use Spirit Shroud to cast the contingency.
Can't use contingency to cast Spirit Shroud, you mean? Or
Yeah.
I realize what the unintentional error was now from Ben's. Good job,
Mhm.
catch.
Technically, both of these are unintentional errors because Mark is a bitch.
But he didn't mean to be. That's
All right.
that's the problem.
So, Ben and Ivy, congratulations, you get the answer.
Wait, you can overchannel a
Yes.
contingency spell?
You can, but what you can't do
Interesting.
is cast Spirit Shroud as part of contingency, because contingent spells can only be spells that are cast as an action.
With action.
And I forgot to mention that he was multi-classed with Fighter, so Ben gets extra points. To Arcane Anthems, you said it's a free action. Free actions actually don't exist in D&D 5e. That is a colloquialism that people have picked up. You may interact with an object as part of your movement and do other stuff as part of your movement.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
We move on to the
Damn.
next point. This is another find the error question. Remember, there's supposed to be only one intentional error. Demarius is DMing. Their player has 18 in dexterity and expertise in their thieves' tools and would like to make a sleight of hand check that they do not have proficiency in. They will be using the tools. The character is level 20. They roll the d20 and add plus 10 to the roll, succeeding on the check. Where was the error? Put down your pens, reveal!
Alright.
It's not a plus 10. It's more than that.
It actually depends on the DM's ruling about whether or not they should be able to add the proficiency bonus gained from expertise in the thieves' tools to the check, or whether or not proficiency with the tool set is only just going to give advantage on the check.
Xanathar's guide does allow those optional rules, and since Demarius is the DM, they clearly allowed it.
Yeah, I was assuming that was the thing.
They did go out of their way to mention in the question that they said they were going to use their thieves' tools for this
Yeah,
check.
but I didn't know if Offbeat was being intentionally
Obtuse about.
a silly goose.
Sure.
A serious goose, one might say.
You never know. I could be. I was actually
whatever.
surprised because a lot of people don't know how tools work. We're getting to the big ones now. This is worth 700 points. Question 7. There are many damage types in D&D. Which of the following are not damage types? You must get all of them to be correct. Lightning, radiant, force, slashing, magical piercing, sound, thunder, poison, fire, plasma, ooze, cold. There are multiple incorrect damage types in this. You must list all of them.
I know them, but then one of them is just like, is that how you say it? I'm gonna be so upset. This question is gonna make me upset because I know every single damage type like the back of my head.
And yet you're confused.
I'm
You
so
must-
mad. Fine, fine. I'm gonna do this.
This is a hard one. And reveal.
I crossed one out.
Don't bother with these. This is me keeping list.
Ballad and Ivy, congratulations, you win.
Yeah!
Ben and Arcane Anthems, I'm so sorry. Arcane Anthems, you were missing magical piercing, which is not actually a damage type. And
I know it's not a damage type. I know it's not a damage type. That's why I crossed it out. Because you can deal piercing damage from a magical weapon. I get that. I know you can. Okay, that's fine.
I'm sorry. And
Okay,
Ben,
okay.
poison is actually a damage type.
Yeah, so I thought that you were actually doing a trick question, which is why I didn't put magical piercing and I put poison instead. Because I know it's either poison or acid where it's like
There's
an
both,
attack
actually.
type but not a damage type, and I couldn't remember exactly
Oh, I
which
see
one
what
it
you're
was.
saying.
I think
Acid and poison are both damage
They are
types.
damage
Mhm.
types.
Is acid a damage type?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
You know, if you want to better describe your combat damage types, you can head to my Patreon and download my Better Combat Descriptions PDF. It's free.
It's really
And it-
cool too.
And it has every damage type on there, along with a bunch of different adjectives you can use to describe each damage type.
Also, chat, now that we're talking about damage type, I'm gonna bring this up. Now, hear me out, guys. Radiant damage, it's the sun. It's like UV rays. That's what radiant damage is.
What is the argument here?
Are you
Like
suggesting
radiation?
that paladins give you cancer?
Yes, that's exactly
Oh,
what I'm saying.
okay.
Because radiant damage is specifically described as overloading the soul. And what do we have that's the equivalent of the soul of our body? DNA. What do the UV rays from the sun do to your skin? They go through and they break apart and they denature your DNA, and that's what causes you to get cancer. I rest my case.
Wow.
Next question. Question 8. This is one that, to be honest, I've done my calcs. This might be the easiest one to challenge.
There's gonna be math in this one.
I'm gonna let you know right now.
But it was
If I get this
fast.
wrong, I will be challenging it, and I don't even care what the question is.
That's valid. Question number 8. Without multi-classing or feats, which class and subclass deals the most damage at level 20 in only one round of combat, assuming the enemy isn't surprised?
And I'm assuming you're talking about average damage.
Average damage, yes. We must be talking about average damage, but however, assume all of your attacks hit.
And I think it's this one, but I'm not 100% sure. Let's find out together, shall we?
Ben looks ready. Ben looks determined.
I've guessed.
This is not my area of expertise.
This is all Offbeat ever thinks about.
That's why I was like, when was the last time me and Offbeat talked about this? Hold on.
Offbeat has one personality, and it's this.
So I really hope I'm right. It'd be a shame if my one personality trait was incorrect.
That would be so funny.
Reveal.
What did we all use?
I did the Sorcerer Draconic.
The DM's favorite NPC.
I'm sorry, I have a real answer.
Oh shit. Oh shit. Ben! Congratulations, you are correct! The Eldritch Knight Fighter is capable of the most single turn damage, assuming the enemy isn't surprised.
Oh, wait, assuming the enemy isn't surprised. I'm a
Isn't surprised,
fucking moron.
I was about to say, I should have realized. I was like, oh yeah.
I also have a different thing, but it's ridiculous. It's one of the ranger subclasses.
It's the hunter with like its bullshit. I would have also.
Oh, I guess, yeah. In
The one where you
theory.
can just
How
attack
big
everybody
is
within
the-
10 feet of you.
Without feats, I think it's still less than the Eldritch Knight Fighter, I think.
Not if you put 5 tiny creatures in every block near that ranger, because he can make one attack against every single one of them, which makes it about 256.
You know what, Ben? You're totally right. Your answer is incorrect.
You're right, Ben. You know what? You get points.
You get negative
I
points
get
for
a
that.
challenge
actually.
point.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
The Eldritch Knight is, however, the most with the spell Shadow Blade. It can deal the most single target damage in a single round of combat. It actually keeps this up for 2 rounds, but it loses in round 3. We got more questions to do. These questions are tricky. Counterspell and Dispel Magic are very important spells. Which classes, objectively, are better at succeeding with this spell than the others, and why? I am looking for specifically the names of the classes and possible relevant subclasses. Reveal your answers, please.
What's that called? Oh, I just remembered what that's called.
No writing extra. That's it.
Well, I'm just
Revealing our
letting you know.
answers.
It's right there. It's the same thing. I was just clarifying. What I meant by
Ben,
that.
you are sadly incorrect because you've not listed the two that can do it when I initially made this question. I'm sorry. Ivy,
It's
what'd you
okay.
show?
I said sorcerer and wizard.
Those are not the two I was thinking of. Sorcerer cannot utilize counterspell better than the rest.
I say it can because it can twin spell.
If you're twin spelling with counterspell, that means two people are casting spells at the same time,
That's also true.
which cannot really happen as part of turn order and stuff.
Oh.
Wes, you listed the right classes, but your Y was wrong for the bard with silvery barbs.
Was it cutting words?
It's jack of all trades.
Oh, jack of all trades. Okay.
Jack of all trades allows them to add half their proficiency to dispel
right.
magic and counterspell checks. Ballad did not come up with the answers I thought of, but did, however, come up with answers that were correct. Wait. How do you
company
have
would like to
proficiency in
argue
those checks?
sorcerer.
As a rogue, you get access to a ton of skill proficiencies. So all you have to do is get skill proficiency in Arcana. And I believe that's the check that you use for counterspell. Is it not?
No, it's not. It's a completely unbiased check, so no one actually gets the point. The answer
got
was
close.
Abjuration Wizard and Bard with Jack of all trades.
I was going to argue sorcerer because of subtle spell.
Heightened Spell would not give you advantage on that check.
Subtle spell would be an argument, though.
That
so
would
it
be
can't
an
counter
argument, but
spell.
that was not what was argued.
I think my brain went into affecting other people's rolls if you're doing a roll off.
The thing is a lot of people have access to those things, so that's not
Yeah,
better than
yeah.
anybody else. They all have access to it. So the only things that really differentiate a lot of the classes, that these classes, the Abjuration Wizard and the Bard, is that they get to add half their proficiency to the check, or in the case of the Abjuration Wizard, their full proficiency to the check. That is the only thing that really differs in the terms of the playing field, which is what I was looking for, but no one gets the points. However, you all were very close, and you nearly confused me, Ballad. I was nearly tricked by your lies and zealotry, but that is okay.
It's got to count for something.
This is the
Don't
final question. Now I have fooled you all. The final question is not technically the final question, but this question, there can be only one winner. I'm going to ask you a question, and whoever comes up with the best answer, as decided by me, will get the 1,000 points. This last question is worth 1,000 points. This could swing the game, because only one person can win this question. The question is hard, and it's subjective. Tears and blood will be shed as Ben flies to Canada to murder me personally. Wish is the best spell in the game, and is paramount to high-level play. Your party is fighting against the final boss of the campaign, and you still have a 9th level spell slot with Wish prepared. Please describe the play that gives your party the best chance of success that utilizes Wish.
Can I get more details about the BBEG?
In my opinion, I will say that the best play works on no matter who the BBEG is.
I mean, if we're being honest here, I'm probably not even going to write the best answer. I'm just going to write the most ridiculous one and argue to death. So I'm really, truly looking for things like personal information. Does he have a family? Are there children involved? What are the motives here?
This is a question that I ask myself constantly, and I've never come up with an answer to. So the fact that I have 2 minutes left to finally think of an answer is giving me so much anxiety.
I think this answer is pretty clever, but I hope that...
Hope it's clever
I think,
enough.
yeah, I hope it's clever
Are you
enough.
smarter than everyone else here, Ballad? That's the question you should be asking.
I don't want to be rude.
I can't wait to hear Ben's argument for this.
2, 1.
Here's my answer.
I have a fake answer that I think is really funny that I want to say before I give like a normal answer.
I like how me and Ballad are very similar.
Wes, you just drawn a circle.
Have I offbeat?
Whatever. Drawn. Ben, is that your funny answer? I hope it is.
Well, all of my answers were going to be funny. Just wait until you hear my funny answer, then you'll be like, oh, okay, that wasn't the funny answer.
Okay, show me the funny answer.
I didn't get a chance to write it down, but
Yeah,
the funny
what is it?
answer would be if you go out there and you instigate the BBEG into saying, I will end you if it's the last thing I do. And then you go, yeah, I wish you would.
That is really good.
That's
And
so
then he dies,
funny.
it's the last thing he does.
What have you drawn, Wes? Explain yourself first. You're first up on the docket. Argue for me.
Hold on. Why am I first?
You drew a circle.
Everyone else wrote sentences and I got the idea. I have no idea what yours is.
Well, Offbeat, neither do I. I think in the moment I would have frozen up, and this is just a representation of my own anxieties and need of growth as a dungeon master and as a player. That is a terrible answer, but it's the truth. I think what this really is that this is not how I play Dungeons and Dragons. I think my answer is that I get my best ideas when I am in the moment, when I am reacting to things, when I am playing the game. And to build something in a situation where I have no context, really, I have no connection with the BBEG, I have no connection with my fellow players. This is not how I play. That is the most honest answer I can give, is that with that information, I don't have an answer.
Ben, what was your answer? Your answer was sever them from the weave with Wish and have the barbarian beat them up.
Specifically, you have to subtle cast Wish while looking really arrogant while you do it. And you go, come on, in an accent like that. And then he goes to cast a spell, and then he can't, and he doesn't know why, because you subtle casted Wish, right? And then the barbarian's like, ha ha ha. By level 20, he's been useless for like 8 levels now. And so finally,
If anything has wings.
have a
it's just-
Hulk. So the barbarian gets his wish, I get my wish, he gets the wish. But like, in all honesty, if we're being honest, if you're a player at level 20 who uses wish to think of the best technical way to use wish and not the most ridiculous possible fucking thing you can think of that might win or also might terribly not win the game, you're using wish wrong, and I don't want you at my table. However,
That's
if
what
you
I
don't
did.
cast wish at my table, I don't care what you've asked for, you're getting it, and I hope it's silly.
Well, welcome to who I am as a person, because that's how I do Wish. Ivy and Ballad have given the same answer.
Are very similar.
Very
And
similar, with Ballad expanding upon it. But essentially using Wish to instant cast Simulacrum on the BEBEG, creating a duplicate of the BBEG, allowing them to fight on your side with half the health of the BBEG. This is tricky. Show me yours again. Argue for your case, Ballad.
You have access to the BBG, and you have access to like all of his legendary actions, his layer actions, and now he's fighting with you, and he also acts on your turn. So you have extra action economy on top of that, since they have to act in concurrence with you.
That's valid. Ivy, your answer was very much the same.
Mine was pretty much the same. Yeah.
Like I said, one of you's getting the answer.
I
But you
wish
both
you
have the
would.
same answer here. I did not anticipate this. Do I have to give you both the points? I didn't want to. Ballad, pick evens or odds.
You know what? Even.
I'm happy with those odds.
Ivy gets the 1,000 points.
Oh, man.
Congratulations, Ivy.
Yay.
Ah! I knew it! I knew I'd lose! It didn't matter what I chose!
We have one final question. Get out your calculators, everybody. It's time
Oh,
to
God.
do some math. This is the final question, the surprise question. This is double Jeopardy. You can bet however many points you currently have, or however many of those you want, and then if you get the question right, you double it. Here we go. The
Ben.
question is as follows. You have 3 turns to deal as much damage as possible
Oh, shit.
with the following class builds. You are a 17th level Evocation Wizard. You have 2 levels in Fighter, and you have 1 level in Hexblade Warlock. You have a 20 in both Intelligence and Charisma. And for reference for when we'll be calculating this most damage possible, it is on that 3rd turn and that 3rd turn only.
Is this a single target or a multi-target?
Single target, thank you.
Is the
don't-
target standing on like a really tall building, perhaps?
You are in a flat field with no wind resistance. We'll say that it is a humanoid. It is 30 feet away from you.
Power building is not my thing.
Fun with
Neither
this.
do I play wizards. So that's why I was like, uh-oh. I think I'm gonna have to fold on this one because I don't know.
betting-
Offbeat, we asked if there would be an essay question.
This is the
and
essay
you-
question.
The last one was the essay. This is the 3-part question that's worth 50% of the exam. Time's done. All right.
I just did the question mark.
Ben, are you still writing? Are you still
It'll be worth it.
Ben? Put pens down. Ben. You're
Okay, so
stupid.
you need to take the Magic Initiate feat for Vicious Mockery, and then round 1 you say, "You're so stupid you couldn't pour piss out of a boot if I wrote the instructions on the heel." And then the second round you say, "You're as useful as a screen door on a submarine." And then on the third round you say, "You're so ugly when you were born your mom would borrow a baby to bring to church on Sunday." It might only do 3d4 damage, but the emotional damage uncalculable.
We'll never truly know how broken this individual is at the end of this.
The therapy
Yeah.
they will need.
Okay.
Like years.
I'm really scarred just
I'm
hearing it.
hurt.
Wow.
If I had tear ducts, they would be streaming right now. Arcane Anthems, what have you prepared for us today?
I did not write this down well. I am dyslexic, so writing anything is like really
That is
writing and
100%
reading and
understandable, yeah.
But the idea that I had as a wizard is dimension dooring this thing on turn 1. I hex this creature. I bonus action give him a hug to hold him there because I didn't think of anything else to do on turn 1. Turn 2, I dimension door 500 feet in the air. So on turn 3, we hit the ground, dealing what 20d6 or something
You'd
like
actually
that.
hit the ground on turn 2 because you fall instantly.
Well, then I'll just cast that on turn 3. Dimension door up, and then we'll do a nice little action surge, and then I'll just cast Meteor Swarm because that's 20d6 plus Meteor Swarm is what?
It's 20d6 times 2, 20d6 bludgeoning, 20d6 fire damage, 40d6
Yeah.
for a total of 140 average damage. 70 damage from the fall damage plus 140 average damage, so for 210 damage.
Woo!
Ballad, what is your answer?
Turn 1, we start charging up anime style. We overchannel Spirit Shroud at 5th level. And then
Let's check.
for the second level, you bonus action Hexblade's Curse on this poor sod. And then you move within 60 feet so that you can execute on turn 3, which is that you light them up with a scorching... Actually, wait, no. You move within 10 feet. And then on turn 3, you light them up with a 9th level Scorching Ray. And then you action surge and you hit them with an 8th level Scorching Ray.
You were close. You missed one
Ooh.
step that would double
Vicious
your
Mockery.
damage. You do turn 1, you cast Wish Simulacrum. And
Oh,
then,
God damn it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
then you both, since the Simulacrum has been added, you both now can take your turn on the same turn, and you
Double
both
Vicious
cast
Mockery.
Hexblade's Curse. Then on turn 2, you overchannel cast Spirit Shroud, and then on turn 3, you both cast an 8th and a 7th level Scorching Ray for a total of 34 attacks for a total
Goodness sake.
of 1,006 damage
Yeah.
dealt to your individual target.
This was literally the build that I came up with.
It is! You helped me with this. I was surprised. With that being said, Ballad, how many points did you wager? You
All
get
of them.
0!
All 18.
Wes, how many points did you wager?
All of them, baby.
0!
Every last one.
How many points did you wager, man? Wait, I didn't think you...
5 points.
Guess who got 50%, baby?
So, Ivy, congratulations on the first winner of Are You Smarter Than a Dungeon Master. Congratulations! Woo!
Yay! Woo!
Congratulations to Ben as well for coming in second place, and for both tied in third at 0 points. We have Arcane Anthems and Ballad Boy. Thank you all so much for watching this lovely jubbly stream. I thought it was pretty fun. If you guys want to see more of this, please tell me in the comments, because otherwise I won't have any motivation to do it, and it will just be in the ether forever. Also, watch me on Twitch, please. Thank you.